Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Tonight I've done a little bit of work on the Browning. As you can see, I removed the scope, reinstalled the rear buckhorn sight, and also installed the MVA Montana Vintage Arms front globe sight with the spirit level. So, if you want to get a good look at that, there she is, and that I believe is the smallest pin that they have in the sight card, which just come pre-installed in that sight. So this is it, and with the buckhorn, see if I can get it to focus down there. And it may only focus for just a half second, but as you can tell, that pin is very small at the end of this sight radius on this 28-inch barrel. So, yeah. Again, this is the Browning model 1885 in 454 Casull only. This is one of the Maruko Japanese made ones. Now, what I'm waiting on to go with the globe sight in the front is the rear sight, and I ordered a Sol XLR sight with 414 minutes of elevation, 88 minutes of windage, so I can really get this rifle out here. I'm hoping that the buckhorn sight is tall enough to line up with that globe sight in the front where I can actually use it at closer range, but it may be not quite adequate, but I'm going to leave it on there anyways because I didn't have a blank to put in here. So whenever I get the Soleil sight in, got a couple options I need to look at. Either drilling and tapping and putting in inserts in the stock here, in the wrist of the stock, that I can, machine or put machine screws in and mount the sight into the wood that way, or I'm going to have to take it to a gunsmith and have them inlay a steel plate to mount the sight to. I don't know exactly which way I'm going to go yet. I'm going to practice and try to see if I can do the screw or the screw inserts, the threaded inserts first. Of course, I'm not going to practice on this stock because they're hard to get a hold of, especially in this really nice burl wood, and they're quite expensive. So my goal is to practice on some other hardwood that I just have here at the house, some oak wood that I was splitting for firewood. I'm going to shape it into about the same shape and size as this wrist on the stock, and I'm going to try drilling and inserting those screw inserts, and then seeing how that goes. If I can get them in that practice piece of wood to be pretty straight, if it goes super great, I may attempt doing it to this stock, but I'm not exactly sure if I'm up for that challenge. So, with that being said, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on this ULR 454 Casull project. Things are getting pretty serious. I'm actually starting to throw a little bit of money at it. So, the scope was cool. It worked on this rifle, but with normal lead cast rounds, I ran out of vertical adjustment at like 250 yards on the scope, and with the custom Alco bullets with the higher ballistic coefficient, I run out of adjustment around 425 yards or so. And really, I want to get this thing to where, you know, I could potentially shoot this to 2,000 yards or more. I really would like to do a mile, which is 1,760 yards, or 1,600 meters for those overseas, or, you know, in European countries, or wherever you guys like to use meters over yards. But anyways, 1,760 yards or 1,600 meters. I would like to be able to shoot a mile with this rifle, just to say that I did it. And doing an optic like a scope, I don't think I'm ever going to have enough elevation adjustment for that, because I'm running a 300 grain bullet with a 485 ballistic coefficient, and I'm running it about somewhere between 2050 and 2100. And I get my best extreme spread and velocity is right at 2050. If I can keep it right around 2050, I can actually get it into the single digits. But if I try to bump it up above 2100, it starts getting into the, you know, like my extreme spread starts jumping up there about 20, 30, sometimes even 40 feet per second, maybe 50 feet per second. But if I can keep it down to about 2050 feet per second, I can actually narrow it into single digit mode. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully, I'm going to try to test this out a little this weekend, and hopefully that front sight will line up and I'll actually be able to use the buckhorn with the globe sight. But being that it's a completely different height than the blade sight was, this is taller, it may not line up right, and I may have some serious elevation issues, whether it may be shooting too low or it may be shooting too high, and I may not have enough adjustment range here at the back on this buckhorn to account for that. So anyways, just a quick update, and hope you guys are enjoying this. I know I sure am. I kind of really like seeing this gun back in a more traditional setup versus having the scope, which, you know, it was originally drilled and tapped for the scope from Browning, but I don't know. There's something about octagon barrels and falling black actions that just, you know, it really makes me want to build one from scratch one day. So that may be something I'm looking into. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time in the next video.